Wow, I cannot believe there's less than 50 EC units in the market.
And this video will cover part one is a North Gaia review. Second part, which I think is more important,
Yes.
to help the buyer do an easy buyer checklist. Who can buy?
Hey guys, welcome back. And as promised, we will be sharing our review of North Gaia, the first EC launch in Yishun for the past 6 years actually.
Yes, it's an EC in the north and it's a very nature theme.
Let's talk about the supply, Dennis, about the supply of ECs all around Singapore at the moment. Brand new ECs from developer, okay? Wow, I cannot believe there's less than 50 EC units in the market
And
as of
that's
this moment.
updated till 10th of March itself. Yeah.
Yes, and we're going to give you a breakdown of these 44 units. So
Yep.
Most of them are actually in Park Greenwich and also a Province residence.
These are the 3 bedrooms.
That's correct. And then the other ones, rarer, will be the 4 bedrooms also. You can find them in the same 2 ECs earlier and plus Ola as well.
That's right. Due to the lack of a supply in the market and only the qualified can buy. So I think this video will cover part one, the North Gaia review. Second part, right, which I think is more important,
Yes.
to help the buyer do an easy buyer checklist. That means who can qualify to buy.
Yes.
So from this video, right, we'll do a step-by-step guide to help buyers understand, are you eligible to buy? And what's the next step? Like fill up e-app, check your loan. Are you okay with a deferred payment or normal payment scheme?
Correct.
Resale levy or grant?
There's a lot to go through, so let's get right into it.
Let's
Right,
go.
Dennis? Okay, let's go.
Right.
Okay. So this is right next to Symphony Suites actually. And fronting, or you can say beside it, is the Khatib Bongsu Park.
We are very near to nature.
Yes, very neat. So that is the theme of this development. Look at the icon of North Gaia. It's literally a tree pointing towards the north direction.
Yeah.
So you can tell greenery and nature is a big part of this theme over here. Okay, so this is a bigger map view. Okay, in terms of the nearest MRT, it will be towards Yishun.
Not exactly that near, within a 2K radius, but to be honest, most EC are not too near to MRT.
That's
itself.
correct. That's correct. And in terms of amenities, there's a nearby Junction 9 mall actually, and head over there for your amenities.
That's right.
Over here, what we have is an illustration of the Khatib Bongsu Park. For those who have not been there before,
Near to nature, near to parks. Yeah.
yes, and a highlight of Sembawang, the Sembawang Hot Spring Park as well.
Mm.
For the unit mix, basically 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. As you guys can tell, a majority will be for the 3 bedrooms over here. Typical for a lot of ECs, right?
Right.
Always the 3 bedrooms, rarer is the 5 bedrooms. Only 14 units.
No, for this EC, it doesn't have a 2-bedroom. But I think for most EC, they would like to have a bigger units. I'm quite impressed by this 5-bedroom units. I can imagine 1,500 square foot is quite spacious. Plus the fact that it has a lot of flexibility. So we'll review in the floor plan in a while.
This is a site plan that we have over here, fresh from the developer. So as you can tell, most of the blocks here, or I should say all, they are in the north-south orientation actually.
No west sun issue.
No west sun issue over here. I can imagine those units to be facing outwards. That needs to be quite popular actually. So this is a illustration of the that basically the site is slightly elevated actually. Is to minimize the noise, optimize the views of the Sungai Bongsu Park just across the road.
Elevated means you're higher above the ground, and all this we call E-deck will house a lot of facilities.
So this over here will be the distances between the blocks. To be really honest with you guys, 20 over meters or to 30 over meters in between blocks is quite the norm actually.
I think based on your needs and requirements, some people want to have maximum distance for privacy.
Yes.
But some might want to have this nature view.
Yes.
Some might want to have an unblocked views. Based on your needs, we can advise you which is the best you need. Yeah.
Yes. You can always feel free to give us a call if you want to know what suits you the best.
That's right.
Okay. So over here we have what we call the water facilities.
I see 2 very big pools, a 50-meter lap pool and a 50-meter leisure pool.
Yes.
Quite impressive.
Quite impressive actually. Not many actually ECs have water facilities like that actually.
That's why we always say EC has everything like a normal condo.
Yes.
But it's a price cheaper.
Okay, so this over here will be the non-water facilities.
Yeah.
Things like your poolside lawn, your tennis court, the mini rock climbing wall. Wow, this is
the thing that caught my attention was the mini flying fox.
Oh yeah.
Trampoline.
So this is something I don't think even a proper condo would have as well.
This is the artist's impression. Just a few pictures from the developer itself. Yep.
Yes. So as you can tell, they're very big on greenery over here. So a lot of the illustration will be for units facing towards the Bongsu Park.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. This is the ID team.
Okay, so for the ID team, right, what they have is known as Cool Breeze for the three bedroom and yacht and 3 bedroom premium. Basically, Cool Breeze, as the name implies, right, is a lighter tone, lighter color scheme, makes the house look naturally brighter. It's quite the norm for typically smaller units to enjoy the lighter theme.
Okay, so these are applicable to some of the 3 bedrooms. Yeah,
that's correct. So where you will see more of this lighter theme is normally in the kitchen and the bathroom, right? And if you look at the bottom earlier, there's the material template over there.
That's right. Beside the cool theme, we have this other earthy luxe theme cell.
Yes. So earthy luxe theme, right, is basically a way of saying a darker color scheme, right? So a darker color in the house makes your house look more classy, more elegant, a little bit more masculine actually.
For me, I'm more a fan for earthy luxe because it's more like closer to nature color itself.
Yeah, that's true actually. You know, so again, the material template and also the living area and the wet kitchen on the right hand side over there.
So for those who are interested, to give us a call, we can arrange for a show flat viewing for you as well. Common. Yeah. So the e-app will be open from 7 April to 19 April. So once you do an e-app, we can get an invite to view the show flat later.
Correct. Coming really soon, guys. Okay.
All right.
So again, the site plan, but this time with the stacks and then with the facility.
This is a site plan that shows all the different bedroom units. There's 3 bedroom, there's 3 bedroom with yard, 3 bedroom with utility, yard and study, 4 and 5 bedrooms. So it depends on your needs and wants. Can help you identify the facing.
I also want to highlight something, Dennis, which is that, you know, typically for ECs, right, people always like to go for pool facing, right?
That's right.
But do you realize that a lot of units are actually pool facing over here? Right, actually it's true, right? Which means to say that a lot of stacks over here are very favorable actually, you know. Okay, the floor plan. Okay, so something unique about this North Gaia is the flexibility, which I don't think a lot of ECs offer. So what you're looking at now, guys, is the 5 bedroom layout actually. So there are some portion of the walls here that is known as hackable or removable.
That means you can hack if you want to make a bigger space.
Correct. So as shown over here, you can actually knock down two of the bedrooms, make it into a giant bedroom, or you can make your living room into something much bigger than it is actually.
This is one of the key options for flexibility. The other one is open study concept. This is for the 3 bedroom, right? Look at the red box, red dotted box. There's this open study area. But if you want, you can convert into enclosed guest room.
Yes.
As you can see from this red box itself.
Yes. Or into a universal room or literally a hobby room with dual access. But guys, do take note that any hacking or any modification is always to be done by the purchaser.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. Do come down to the show flat to take a look so that you have a better idea of what's happening.
To understand how this flexibility works actually.
Okay, so these are the floor plans for the other bedroom type. But due to time constraint, we will not be able to go through the details. For those who want a floor plan, do let us know. Give us a call below or WhatsApp us so we can give you this send you the latest floor plan.
Yes, and if you are not sure which unit suits you exactly, feel free to give us a call. We'll be better able to advise
there are more than 600 units.
Yes.
So although you might zoom out, let's say you want a 3 bedroom, there's a lot of phasing and floor level, which is better for you. Yeah. Yes. A lot to discuss.
Yeah. So the 3 bedrooms can be from 969 all the way to 1,000 over square feet actually.
This is a 4 bedroom.
Yeah.
Pretty big. Yeah.
It's very spacious as well. Now that we have talked a lot about North Gaia, Dennis, people who have never applied for EC before or don't even know what is an EC, they need some kind of understanding like, hey, what is this EC? What's the difference between an EC and a normal condo? Well, that's why we're here to help, right?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Okay. So what is an EC exactly? Well, basically an EC, right, really is something to cater towards the sandwich class. What is the advantage of an EC really? First and foremost, price advantage. Because as compared to a normal condo, there's normally a gap of between 20 to 30% for if you're comparing like for like, that means condo new launch and EC new launch, there is this difference. And because there is that price difference, there is also a more potential for appreciation.
Actually, point 1 and 2 are linked.
That's correct. Yes. And not many people may know this. You can use housing grant.
Same thing as applying for HDB.
That's
or
correct.
BTO. That's right.
Yes. And it's a lot more affordable, and the ways of buying it is easier for HDB upgraders, which we'll touch on later on.
Yep. We'll touch on every each of this point in a while. That's right. Right. Okay. Immediate price advantage.
Yep. So price advantage, as I have mentioned, is because when you compare to a normal condo and an EC side by side, right? EC is always cheaper.
So to show you an example, these 3 condos in the Canberra area, Sembawang area itself.
Correct.
Let's look at the pricing.
If you look on the left on Province, right, on average 1,001 PSF. Okay. But if you look to the right and Commodore and Water Gardens, which is side by side each other, 1,500 to 1,457 PSF. So that's about 20%. And then
That's right.
If I bought an EC, wouldn't you say that the owners of who bought Province residents have had some kind of paper gains already?
Yeah. Okay. So second point, greater potential for appreciation.
Guys, as you can see over here, right, these over here are all the ECs. Okay, they're all across the different parts of Singapore. If you want to know, if you want a better direct comparison, the canopy is one of the rare ones in Yishun.
You look at the far right end, right, in this yellow box, right? This is a percentage gain from the day they are launched, day one launch, to the day that TOP itself. Yeah, yes. So the gains are pretty impressive. And among these highest, right, this Esperina residence has highest percentage gain, about 45%. For those who have seen Esperina, it's really a very nice condo.
Yes.
Very high end next to Buangkok MRT.
And more importantly, right, I just want to highlight that all the appreciation or percentage gain you see on the right hand side, nothing below 20%. Amazing, isn't it?
Yep. Yes. It's only the qualified can buy.
Yes, only the qualified can buy. So this is actually like a macro view.
Yep.
Okay. That we'll be sharing with you guys. So this is Punggol for the last 10 years. Look at the different appreciation for 3 different segments: HDB, private condo, and EC. Guys, don't you see the EC in Punggol? 52%. It's double of a private condo.
This is really Punggol. A direct numbers comparison between the EC, condo, and HDB. So the numbers is quite impressive.
Incredible.
Yep, this for Punggol for the last 10 years. Let's take a look at the Sembawang for the last 10 years as well.
Because Sembawang is quite close to where North Gaia will be. Okay. So for the past 10 years, look at one Canberra, which is a EC, 8 courtyards, a condo, and a surrounding HDB. My goodness, it's almost 3 times. One Canberra grow almost 3 times than 8 courtyards, which is right beside each other only,
That's why these numbers and stats can never lie.
Yes.
And the reason why we put a big portion of the video time for this, whether you're eligible to buy, because buying an EC is in a way a no-brainer.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you
qualify to buy.
Yep. Okay, now that we have really whet your appetite, let's talk about
housing
the final
grant.
details. Housing grant. Okay.
That's right, yeah.
So not many people may know this, but if you are qualified for an EC, you can take a housing grant. So there are 3 different tiers over here. Pure SC household, SC, SPR, and
so the
housing grant.
The maximum will be 30,000 based on your household type, as to whether you qualify.
Correct. Now, if you are not sure which you qualify for, feel free to give us a call.
That's right.
We'll be better able to advise you.
All these data are available on this HDB website. Yeah, but you need help, just give us a call.
That's correct. Because not many people may understand what's half, what's SC, PR, and all that,
So, Manuel, what's affordability and easier ownership?
Wow, okay. So this is the most crucial thing, or what I would say is something that appeals a lot to why people want to buy EC. Okay. Now, a lot of people understand if you have an existing HDB, you want to buy a private condo, what do you worry? You worry 2 things. First and foremost, where do I stay?
That's right.
Right? Through the interim period. Second thing, you have to pay ABSD. Correct? But when you buy an EC straight from a developer, do you know that you don't actually have to move out of a HDB yet?
Yes.
You can stay. Isn't that beautiful? You stay in your HDB and then you wait for the EC to be built. Then you move into the EC. Then the next question is, no, what about the ABSD? Okay. That's where we want to share with you that no ABSD payable.
Precisely.
Yes. And guys, I'm sure if you are in the market, you know that December of last year, there has been changed to the ABSD 12% to 17% for second property. 17% for ABSD, even if you are eligible for the remission, it's a lot of money,
In short, right, this you can buy first and then sell later. It's a very, very strong attraction point.
Yes.
Just for a lot of people who want to upgrade from HDB to a condo, if they sell first, then they will not incur ABSD.
Yes.
But then the question is, where do you stay during the period of when the building is being constructed? For those who need a place to stay, so they will buy first and sell the HDB later. But then that will come with this ABSD issue. But for EC, there's no ABSD, only special for EC, bought from the developer itself.
Yes. So the way that a EC purchase is structured, right, it's very hassle-free for people who are looking to upgrade.
And you notice from this government website, right, this ABSD remission means that you don't have to apply for waiver. It's granted automatically upon approval.
Yeah.
So it means it's actually all in sync with the government departments already.
Correct.
While you buy your EC, while waiting for it to be built, you might need to take a loan. But you still have the old loan yet.
Yeah, correct.
But this, for buying an EC, you'll be treated regarded as first housing loan.
So you're eligible for the max 75% in that case. Okay. Another point of why EC has this appeal is deferred payment scheme. Now, for not many people who know, for EC, right, there are actually two ways to pay about it: normal payment scheme and deferred payment scheme. Normal payment scheme is normal payment scheme. It's just like buying a condo new launch. You pay at a certain milestone,
Right.
correct? But for deferred payment scheme, you pay the first 20%, correct? You may defer the rest of the 65%
Upon TOP.
Upon TOP. Isn't that beautiful?
That's right.
Because when you are staying in your current HDB, you're servicing a loan over there, and that means you don't actually service two loans at the same time. There is, however, a downside to this, which is that if you buy a unit under the deferred payment scheme, your new unit is a little bit more expensive.
So whether do you need a deferred payment scheme or is a more normal scheme better for you? Maybe give us a call.
Sure.
We'll go through the details with you. Okay, investment opportunities.
So for this, right, basically, even though EC technically is more for own use, correct? But that's not to say that there's no investment opportunity there, right? So what happens after your first 5 years? After your first 5 years is known as your MOP, basically. You can sell to PRs, but not yet to foreigners yet. You need to wait for another 10 years before you can sell to foreigners. But typically, as you guys can see from the performance of the other ECs all across Singapore, right? Upon MOP, actually, you make money already.
My take is that if purely from economic point of view, the best time to sell is after reach the 5 years MOP itself.
That's correct.
Yeah, because as you see on this table, this is the price gap between the condo and the EC at different period. So the first opportunity to sell is after MOP. Yeah. So if you hold on longer, actually, from economic point of view, it doesn't make much sense.
Still can make money, but maybe not as
less.
Maybe less. So what are your options after you sell your EC?
This is actually a sum up for a lot of buyers. You have 3 options: sell your EC, buy 2 condos. This is a so-called
very straightforward.
Sell 1, buy 2, which involve a lot of risk as well as a calculation. So that one we will not touch on in details.
Correct.
Option 2, keep the EC, buy a condo. This is likely called decoupling.
Yes. So basically, keep EC, buy condo. Normally there might be ABSD involved. There might be one person keep EC, the other person buy condo. This is also decoupling. Also, one person stays behind, service the EC loan. The other person goes out. No property under their name to buy a condo.
For more information about the decoupling, maybe you can refer to our video library. There's a lot of topics touching on decoupling as well.
Yes. We're more than happy to welcome how to share the mechanics of it.
So this slide is actually a sum up for viewers to see what is the asset progression scheme itself.
Guys, isn't that exciting? You can see the plan for the next 10 years just like that. You buy the EC, you keep it, you wait for MOP, you know your next move.
This is actually a very simple plan. What's tough, right, is that the mental strength. It's easy to buy the house with a 5% deposit or up to 20% deposit. But the challenge is that are you able to maintain the mortgage on a monthly basis?
Correct.
That's a risk factor or financial calculation you have to go through before you make your decision.
So a lot of financial prudence needed, Dennis.
So for those who want to know about details, whether you qualify or is it owning 2 properties is a final dream for you? Is it a feasible option? So give us a call. We'll go through with you the details.
More than happy to help you. Okay. So talking about loan for EC, right, actually is not like buying a normal condo. Of course, we all know that there's a TDSR to fulfill, 55%. So this has actually been revised since December of last year. But for EC, other than the TDSR, you need to consider the 30% MSR, known as monthly servicing ratio, on top of the TDSR. So to put it simply, right, it's more stringent to get a loan for EC.
In simple English, right, for MSR, it's simply that if you make $1,000 per month, you should only use 30%, which is $300 to so-called pay off your service money mortgage itself. That's the idea. Okay. We come to the most exciting point.
Because after talking so much about ECs, I'm sure you guys are curious. Hey, I can buy it now. Right. Well, here we are going to find out for
These are the 3 key points that you need to go through to know whether you qualify to buy an EC.
Correct. Right. So eligibility conditions. So basically, to find out whether you're eligible for EC or not, right? First and foremost, you need to determine what scheme are you buying under.
That's right.
Right, because most of the most common scheme will be public scheme. Because public scheme is actually known as the family scheme. In a way, Papa, Mama buy together, Papa buy with kids, something like that. So these are the different permutations for each of the schemes actually.
For details, you can refer to the HDB website.
Yes, and if you're not sure which scheme before under, feel free to give us a call also.
For this fiancé scheme, right? Basically, I think the key question is when do you need to produce the marriage cert? So if a housing grant is taken, you need to show the cert before taking possession. If not, then within 3 months from taking the possession of the EC unit. So this is one of the FAQ for a lot of couples.
Yes. Also for fiance scheme, just to highlight, is unlike HDB where there can be a foreign spouse, for EC there cannot be a foreign spouse. The spouse must be a PR or
at least a
citizen.
PR.
At least a
That's
PR.
right,
Yes, correct.
Okay. Joint single scheme. The key fact to note is that both must be 35 years old.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And all must be SC.
That's
no
right.
PR
SC,
for this
no
scheme.
SC, right.
Okay.
Orphan scheme.
Yes. Something that may not happen so often, but it can happen also. Okay. So to put it very simply, right, all the siblings under the orphan scheme must be listed in the same application. It cannot be that brother buy one, sister buy one. No, everyone buy one house.
And at least one of the deceased parents must be a SC, Singapore citizen, or the PR. That's right. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So these are the key things. As Manuel mentioned, the main applicant must be a Singapore citizen.
Yep.
Right. Can comprise another Singapore citizen or SPR.
Yes.
Minimum is PR.
Yes. So the moment you know if there's a foreigner amongst you, right? EC, brand new EC from developer, don't really work for you.
For those applying under the single scheme, all must be Singapore citizens.
That's correct.
Because I think the government is trying to promote more family-oriented buying.
Correct.
That's
correct.
right. Okay.
So other than the citizenship, we have to talk about the income ceiling. So this is very straightforward actually. Household income, gross income, must not exceed 16,000. So if you are earning 18,000 a month, congratulations, but also sorry to you, like you cannot buy the EC.
This 16,000 has been was increased only recently.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Right. So for people who complain, hey, why like that? Actually, they already give way already.
One thing to note, right? Although the income ceiling has been raised, but you notice, right? Actually, for those who are in between the 12,000 to 16,000,
no grant.
There's no grant. No grant. You can buy, but there's still no grant.
Okay. You may not have a grant, but at least you're eligible. So it's not so bad.
Consider privilege because you're earning more than the average person.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually.
More support should be given to those who need the help.
Yeah.
Okay.
So talking about that also, it's just like buying a HDB flat, whether resale or straight from the HDB. You cannot own any local or overseas private property. And for the past 30 months, which is 2.5 years, you cannot dispose of any local or overseas private property.
That's right. So assuming that you have you passed the test, qualified to buy, so this is what the document you need to have.
For proof of income for employed people, very straightforward actually. Past 3 months preceding the month of application.
That's right.
Okay.
It gets more complicated if you're self-employed.
Like us. Okay. So for self-employed, a little bit more tricky. Actually, you need the latest NOA from IRAS. You also need the past 6 months average gross monthly income preceding the month of application.
Also, that the reason why this self-employed gets the check is more stringent because sometimes for being self-employed, you might be able to report a higher income quite immediately within the last 3 months. So they want more documents proof.
They want to see that this income you're declaring really happened half a year ago, at least. Okay? When it comes to income assessment, right, there are
income that counts.
Incomes that count. Let's talk about what doesn't count first. I think that's more straightforward. Right. Okay. So if you happen to have director's fee, you have a pension at the moment, alimony allowance, I'm sorry to tell you, it does not count under the income assessment. What will count will be your stipend, your allowances, your salary, of course.
Basically, for those that are paid to you on a regular basis, that will be counted. Yes. So for those one-off, might not be considered.
That's correct. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. Also to highlight, rental income does not count. Yes.
This is good news for those who broke the ceiling, right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Premium or resale levy. This is something quite unique to EC or ECO.
Okay. So let's talk about what is a resale levy. So basically, right, when your first property is a subsidized property, and by subsidized we mean direct from HDB, DBSS direct from developer, things like that, right? That's a subsidized property. If you bought a HDB with a CPF housing grant, that's a subsidized property. Then your second property, which is straight from developer, is also subsidized. That's where you have to pay resale levy.
For those who are confused between premium levy or this resale levy, the simple fact is that every qualified Singaporeans can buy 2 times straight from the government or from the developer.
Correct.
Yeah, so either a BTO or EC. All these are new. Those who bought once already and they're buying a second one, in order to provide a more level playing ground, the government will say that, hey, you already enjoyed the first grant from the first housing, the new house. So maybe for second one, you're going to pay a levy. That's how this resale levy came about. So the amount, it depends on the type that what you owned before that you sold. It's a 2-room. The highest will be about, for EC, is about 55,000.
Yes. Yeah. So for people who are curious, can I buy EC 2 times from developer? Yes, you can. But you pay the resale levy.
Yep. This is something unique to EC. But if you buy EC first and then sell off EC and buy a private condo, then there's no resale
That's
levy.
correct.
Buying a first EC, definitely is a no-brainer. But whether to buy a second EC or not, depends on the situation.
Yeah, that depends on situation.
Do give us a call. We can help you break down on what are the objectives and what's best for you in the cost.
Yeah, and we can also help you to determine whether you are eligible, whether you have to pay the resale levy or not.
One thing to note is that for those who sold their flats before 2006, right, the resale levy is quite different.
Yes.
But this is another quite complicated calculation.
Yes, correct.
So, but for those who really sold their flat before the 2006, so you need some help, to just give it a call and number below.
And the old rates are quite high. Then
Quite high.
I gotta say, 25% for
Because
room flat.
with inflation, that was quite high.
Wow, that's a quarter. That's a quarter.
25%, you literally will cry.
Yeah, that means to say, I mean, this is just chit chatting between us. That means if you sell your 5-room flat, a quarter of your value of your sale price is the resale levy.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's really expensive.
A lot,
Yeah, thank God for the change. FAQ. So, this I think is something that's a lot on people's mind. Am I a first timer or am I a second timer?
And what happened if my spouse is a second timer and a first timer?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a complication.
Okay, I know it's very wordy over here, so let's make it as simple as possible.
This is the wording for the first timer, but maybe I'll show you a second timer. Then it'll be easier for you to decide. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So a second timer is someone who has bought HDB flat from HDB, bought ECDB ASS from developer, bought a resale flat using a housing grant. And what is a first timer? None of this. It's very simple, right?
So also for those who have taken some housing subsidy, like you benefit under the en bloc, the selective en bloc redevelopment scheme, the SERS.
Good news, even if you are a second timer but your spouse or fiance is a first timer, you are still considered to be a first timer during the launch phase of this brand new EC.
Something special for EC, right, is that the government do separate out for those quota for the first timer and separate quota for the second timer.
That's correct.
So to be fair to those who first timer.
Needless to say, first timer got the priority, second timer not so much.
More quota.
Yeah, more quota.
Okay, question number 2. Are there any time periods that you can apply for EC unit?
Well, there are actually. So basically, if you have applied for a HDB flat before, straight from HDB, right, and you cancel, you need to wait 1 year.
Okay, for those who have cancelled but you haven't selected yet, it's okay, you can apply. But it's pertaining to those people who has applied and then booked a flat, but due to some reason you change your mind,
correct,
then you got to wait a 1 year penalty.
That's correct. Yeah, fair enough.
This is very fair enough. Because in case there's no such penalty, everyone just book, book, and then you create chaos.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, MOP requirements.
Okay, so pretty straightforward. Everybody knows if you bought a HDB flat, whether it's from open market or whether it's from direct from HDB, right? 5 years MOP before you can sell or buy. Okay.
So this 5-year MOP is really something that differentiates between the private and the HDB or EC itself. Because this 5-year wait, right? If you don't have a big plan, this 5-year wait is okay. But for those who have a big plan, I need to buy and sell within a short period of time, then this might not be for you.
That's correct. And also something interesting as well. What if your first house was an EC bought straight from the developer? Sorry to tell you that the wait is long actually, because it's going to be 5 years of MOP plus 30 months from the date that you dispose the EC.
Because the rule is that if you want to buy something in direct from the government, ETO, or this new EC, you are not supposed to own any private property past 30 months, 2.5 years.
And technically, once the EC has MOP, it is considered to be a private property in a way.
Yep.
So that's why the 30 months is add-on.
So precisely when a BTO flat or new EC seems to have a lot of price advantage, but it might not be for everyone. It's a perfect first house, but for certain segment of buyers, might not be for you because of this waiting time. Yeah. So waiting up 5 years might cost a certain opportunity for you. So whether should be easy for you or should you be buying a private, it's a different story. Give us a call.
FAQ number 3. This is very straightforward to answer. Can I get a new EC from developer if I still own a full partial interest in a local overseas private property? Answer is no. You may not. And I don't think you can even try to appeal because it will be rejected because that is the rule.
A lot of people will try to appeal. But to me, honestly, this is actually a very tough case for a lot of Singaporeans who married a foreign spouse.
Correct.
Because chances is that this foreign spouse might have owned one property to stay or inherited a property from their parents or grandparents. So this actually is a very tough rule, but that's want to be fair to Singaporeans.
Okay, question number 4. Can you still get a new EC if you used to own a HDB flat, DBSS or EC? In essence, yes, you can, you may, because every eligible citizen is able to own these above properties twice, but we just want to highlight it's straight from developer. That means DBSS, HDB, EC, first hand.
Basically new lah. Two chance
Only. The $1 million question then is, hey, you talk so much good thing. How much is this? Right? Okay, well, we have an estimated price matrix from the 3-bedroom to the 5-bedroom. As you can tell, majority will be from the 1002 PSF, 1230 PSF, all the way to 1003. For those who are not certain which unit type you like is under what price, feel free to give us a call. We'll be better able to advise you, and we can also tell you what unit suits you.
The official price is not out yet,
Yes.
but this will be the so-called estimated price metrics. Gone are the days that you see $1,000 per square foot for any new EC or new condo.
How is that even possible these days? Okay, so we hope that you guys like our review of the North Gaia, and show flat is actually open for registration soon. So if you would like to do the e-app, feel free to give us a call.
E-app is from 7 April to 19 April. So what's the e-app? E-app is basically a form that you can fill out so that that will qualify you to go and see the show flat. No obligation. You can buy or not buy. No issue with that.
If you simply want to know whether you're eligible or not, hey, just give us a call. We'll be able to meet you, have a one-on-one consultation. No obligation and no cost to you.
At least you know whether you are eligible to buy.
And we hope to see you in person soon. And thank you for your time watching our North Gaia review. See you next week.
See you next week.